Broke Girl Therapy.
Hey guys, it's Cammie, and this is Nikki from Double Teen Podcast.
And I'm Stefanie Maegan from Broke Girl Therapy. Come join us for the first live show ever. Broke Girl Therapy and Double Teen Podcast are collaborating for a live show event in Los Angeles on October 20th at 7 p.m.
We are so excited. Everyone, you don't want to miss this show. I know you're dying to meet us, and you're gonna get to do just that. But we're also going to have drinks. We're gonna have games. You might see HK and Nikki have an anal battle. You never know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be lit. So I promise you want to be there.
LA, come through and party with me, Cammie, and Nikki, and celebrate our first live show ever. To find tickets for the event, feel free to check out the description down below or go check out our websites, brokegirltherapy.com or doubleteenpodcast.com. We hope to see you guys there, and we want to meet every single one of you guys and take a photo and laugh and be friends and just make memories.
And it's our first one, so you guys have to come. Please.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I want to be so nervous.
Testing.
Mic check, 1 2 with 2. My name is Jess, and I thought you knew.
Ooh.
She got bars.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. I don't even know what we're talking about.
We're just doing emails.
Oh yeah, I love doing
emails. Are fun. I have so many emails I need to like catch up on. So let's see like how much we could like get through and talk and like, you know, give the greatest.
We'll be precise and to the point.
Exactly. Let's just jump into it. Hi guys.
My name is Stefanie Maegan. And guess
everyone's been doing that lately. Fucking Cammie did it. Brian did it. You did it. I'm like,
because period, it's your brand. It's iconic.
Well, you didn't do it correctly. Hi guys, it's me.
First of all, I was here before Brian. I was here before Cammie. The only person that probably can go toe to toe with me is Rose.
Right, but you were here before Rose,
and I was here before. Listen, it's giving OG.
It really is. The only one that's before you is 6.
Yeah, and that's the OG too. That's
exactly.
sis. So
yeah,
I'm good there.
Yeah,
but you may proceed.
Okay. Hi guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broke Girl Therapy, and guess the fuck what?
It's me, bitches.
Jessica motherfucking Clarke, one of the many cancers of this show.
I know. You attract cancers like a virus.
Literally, like a virus.
It's giving COVID-19.
It's giving cancer 19. Oh, wait, no. Let's not get cancer. Jeez, sorry.
It's cancer season. And it's cancer season. Cancer gang. It was just my birthday.
It was just your birthday. Happy big 3 motherfucker.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you for celebrating with me.
How does it feel to be 30?
How does it feel? It feels great. I love it. I'm loving it here.
Yeah.
I could live here forever.
This apartment?
Well, no, just in this part of my life.
Right? It's something refreshing about like entering a new like not generation, but new just like decade,
a new
and
era,
a grown decade.
Yeah, it's a new era. It's a new time. I'm on a different time, so these niggas ain't gonna have my time. Okay.
Meanwhile, your ex just called you before.
Isn't that so funny?
Why did he call? What did he want?
Because niggas stay on my line.
Literally none of my exes.
He's like my best friend now. Isn't that? And that's the crazy thing is like I don't have any bad blood with any of my exes, but I haven't had many, to be fair.
My exes don't call me,
and they shouldn't, because maybe this is a toxic trait. Maybe I need to leave that in my 20s.
I'm the ex that calls. So, and I'm calling like, oh my god, you want to be on the pod? And they're like, no. Or I'm blocked. Morgan, imagine if having a Morgan on the pod and talking about everything. I've been thinking about it. I doubt.
Are you serious?
I think it'd be interesting. Not right now.
It would be interesting.
Not right now. I don't think right now is like the time for that. But I think one day in the future,
yeah,
I think it'd be really interesting to like
to see his perspective.
Yeah, like
what if his hindsight is really 2020?
Right. But you know, and I mean, honestly, my ultimate dream guest is to have my high school boyfriend.
I know. I want him too.
Love. I've said this before on the show. I'm trying to get to a point where I could pay him $10K to come on the show because I think he'd do it. He'd do it for money 100% because he's like loves money.
$10K, Steph?
Yes, I think it would take. Has he said
no? He said no to you before?
Yes, all the time. I text him. I'll like sometimes.
Well, start with like $20 and see what that gets you.
You would not do it. He's a doctor. Oh, he's got money.
Then you need to
like
start
$20 ain't gonna do shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not even $1,000 won't even do shit. Like I think he really needs like the K. You know what I mean? Like he needs like something. You know, like I feel like. I want to get to a point where $10K is $20 to me.
Amen. And I receive that for both of us.
Exactly.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
There you go. You've been around me way too long.
I have. I've been hanging out with you for a long time. I'm out here saying praise. Anyways. Yes, I want him on the pod. I've asked him every time.
What's his name?
Kevin.
Kevin, this is a public service announcement. Your presence is required on Brooke Go Therapy.
Oh, no. I even reach out to his friends.
Okay, Stefanie.
No, I swear to God. I like tell Amin and Eric, like bring
Maybe
your
you
boy.
should have like a protest. Maybe you should gather all the BGT supporters, stand outside his apartment, and then he has to come out and say something. Honestly, or go to his job.
Or just donate to like a GoFundMe.
Yes. And we could have a GoFundMe.
Get that $10K for Kevin the X and see if he
Trust me, guys, it'll be worth it. If everyone just gave like $5, you'd be on your way.
Oh, 100%.
Donate.
Hopefully. Donate now.
Look, someone else is calling me. Oh, my phone is blowing up today.
Who's Kyle?
Kyle. Oh, he actually wants to be on the podcast, which is so funny.
Hi. I'm good.
He's from England.
I was going to say.
I'll talk to you later, sir. Okay.
Hi, Kyle.
That's not his real name.
Oh. Why is he Kyle?
Bye.
What's his name?
His name's Isaac.
Oh, but why is it Kyle on your phone?
Because I'm about to put him on blast. I love him to like that is like my guy, like my heart. But the reason why I called him Kyle is because one day he was having a hard time, a hard day, and he called me. Quite emotional, and I just figured like in my mind, Kyle has like, you know, back in the day when you used to have the big bangs and then the
tide will be the night that I fall for you over again. Yeah, that guy
with the eyeliner.
Yes,
I figured like that kind of person's name is Kyle.
Oh, for sure.
So then I changed his name to Kyle.
Oh, because he was like
emo. Is that terrible?
That's
it's terrible.
Actually really great.
I love him. I love him so much. He's
shout
great.
out to Kyle.
Yeah.
Tonight will be the night that I fall for you over again.
Oh my God.
I mean, I grew up in the suburbs. I could whip it out. You know what I mean?
You do it so well.
I mean, that's the type of music everyone listens to.
You know, I even listened. I had my time when I was there were some bops.
Honestly, like
them Waite people had some bops. They had some bops.
Like I'm not into that kind of music, but I definitely loved that.
Paramore had some bangers
for sure.
Avril Lavigne had some bangers.
Oh yes, I loved Avril Lavigne's fucking first album,
and that's where it ends with me.
But I really loved Ocean Avenue when I used to sit and talk to you. We were both 16 and it felt so right. Flipping all day, staying up all night. Staying up all night. Now my headphones falling out.
Oh, good times.
I'm, it's in there.
I love that.
The Valencia's in me. And you could take the girl out of Valencia.
But you can't take Valencia out the girl.
Anyway, should we read some memes?
Let's.
Okay. This first one says living together relationship up. Oh, so she's like, I guess she's referring to my latest episode with my boyfriend. Okay. I was like, who's that man?
Are you sure?
Who is he? Who was that guy?
Who is that guy? He just is always around, and apparently I live with him.
I don't know who this man is. I don't know who that man is.
I'm sorry to that man.
I'm sorry to that man. I don't know who he is. Okay. Hi, Stephanie. I'm currently listening to your podcast with Brian and absolutely love it. I'm actually one of Brian's homies from LA. Oh,
wow.
Wait. Okay. Yeah. I used to work with him, and hearing about you has made me so happy for both of y'all.
That's so sweet.
Shout out to you,
my brother B. Shout out to my brother B.
A-B. That does not.
Did you just say A-B?
A-B.
And you were so passionate.
I was very serious.
Okay, let's keep reading.
I've been hanging out with you a lot, and I'm picking up the way you speak, and it's just flowing in me.
I would never say A. Okay, no, I wouldn't.
You just said it. And then I tend to really like just pick up the way adapt.
Yeah,
I'm very adaptable, and apparently
that's a good resume trait.
Honestly, you've been looking for jobs.
Can you imagine that I just said that? Wow.
Right.
I hope my real job doesn't see that.
I'll take that out.
Hopefully by then I would have a new job.
Right. And if not, I'm just kidding. This might be out in like almost a month, so okay, maybe
I might be somewhere completely different. In that case, bye.
Okay, back to the pod. Okay. And hearing about you has made me so happy for both of y'all. I love listening to your podcast and the raunchy parts, and want to tell you that it is so dope to see you do your thing. Doesn't hurt that you're Filipino, because yo girl is too. Hey! I need more motherfucking Filipinos.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Thank you for listening. Mabuhay, bitch. Okay. Mabuhay means like welcome, hi.
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay, bitch. Yes. Props to you, and I just am happy to see you flourish. On another note, the Friends episode, thank you for having an episode on this. I truly appreciate it and completely related to this. I've lost friends down the road and no longer talk to them. Perhaps it's a toxic trait of me just to cut people off, but how did you deal with keeping in touch? How did you forgive them? And how often do they have access to you? While I want to forgive people from my past, the current mental state of my mind is at peace, so I honestly do not have the urge to. When people tell me they have forgiven their friends from the past, I find it to be admirable, and I do consider it. Just was curious to see how you handled it. Anyways, thank you for creating such an honest space about life in general. It's so refreshing. Aww. Also, I totally grilled B when he first got with you. LOL. It's so dope to see you two progress.
Tear emoji.
Right?
I love that.
Thank you. Shout out to you, girl.
Shout out to you.
Mabuhay, bitch.
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay. And she's a Taurus sun, Gemini moon, and Cancer rising.
I love that you ask those questions. I don't know what any of it means, but it sounds fetch.
Right. Fetch is not a thing.
I just watched Mean Girls.
Okay. I was going to say, I was like, are you trying to fit in?
I just watched Mean Girls, so yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this?
I feel, well, you tell me. You went through it in real time.
Right. I mean, I just think like, I admire people like her where they could just like, oh, I don't fuck with you. I'm done. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe like leave room for like people to express themselves. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like she seems over it and is at peace. So like, if you're at peace, why revisit something? Why open up some wounds? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I feel like people think forgiveness means reconciliation, and it doesn't have to be. You can forgive someone and let them go, you know, and 100%. It doesn't mean that you have not forgiven them because you no longer speak to them. But if you're at peace without them and you forget, like, forgiveness isn't for the other people, it's for you. It's for your well-being. So if you've healed yourself and you've forgiven that situation, then, and especially if they did you dirty, then they can, you know, and also I do believe in seasons of friendships. I believe in ebbs and flows of friendships. I do believe that there's certain relationships where you're supposed to learn something and take some things away. And in the moment, it seems like you're going to be best friends. But then eventually they fade away and it's okay, you know?
Right, yeah. No, I just think, like, it's hard because I feel like I've had a good amount of, not even just the Valencia friends that I talked about in the last episode, but even a couple of other friends that just, like, I mentioned Jafra and some other people. And, like, it's this thing where, I don't know, there is a part that, like, misses certain things.
Yeah.
But there is this piece that I have of not, like, having them around as much, you know, that it, like, because I feel so peaceful, it's like, why am I going to bring in energy into my life? You know, unless it was, like, to a place where it's like we've seen growth and change, and that growth and change is compatible to one another.
And you can hold on to those beautiful moments, you know?
Yeah, and I do, of course, but it's just like, it's just, I like my peace.
Yeah.
And
Peace
I rather
over everything.
Peace over everything, and forgiveness. Again, like you said, like, I forgive and just love from afar.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you got to do. And I don't know. I mean, it's pretty much
What
it.
process did you go through, though? I mean, I saw it, but I know you cried. You did try and reach out to them. Mm-hmm. But I think also you may have been in a bit of a different place than this young lady is, because you weren't fully at peace with the situation.
Yeah,
because
like,
you had no closure.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, I was the one that was cut off.
Yeah.
In majority of the situations, I'm the one that gets, that's yours. I'm the one that gets, like, usually cut off. So, but you know, she's on the other end of it, so it's kind of hard because I'm not really someone who could just cut people off, so I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
I only know to be cut off.
How does that make you feel? Do you think that's a part of the reason why you wanted to reconcile? You kind of have, you liked to be liked. I think we all do. We all like to be liked. Was it more about the feeling of, I want these people to kind of, I want to prove myself, or was it about the friendship? If that question makes sense.
I don't want to prove myself to them. I think I'm very at peace with who I am and, like, where I stand. Maybe in the early stages of grief, there was a part of that where it was like, wait, no, I'm not that. I'm not what you think I am, you know? And then I think as I've, like, processed things and just reflected on myself, I was like, no, I know who I am.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, and I stand by who I am. And if they are not able to get that and know how to receive my love and my friendship the way that I package it, then that's on them.
And I think grief is such a great word.
Yeah.
Because you do go through those stages of grief. And just like in death and and the loved one's passing, you never fully are okay with it, but but life goes on, right?
Right.
It's like there's always going to be a part of you that's kind of like, damn, like, I wish that turned out different, or I wish they were still here, or you maybe have seen, like, a butterfly that reminds you of them, or something random, you know?
Yeah.
So there's going to be those moments, but it doesn't mean they're going to come back. So you still have to just be at peace with the situation.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's I don't know. It's weird because there's times where I'm like, I think with my Valencia friends, at this moment, things change and develop and whatever. But at this moment, I don't really feel an urge to reach out to them.
Right.
The person I do want to reach out to is Jafra sometimes. And
why is that?
Because I mean, I never fully talked about it. And I think out of respect, maybe not going to give too much detail.
Right.
But I just think it's not to prove myself of anything at all, because I know me, the people in my life know me. It's just more so, I don't know, just as of lately, I've just been...
Like, do you want a friendship with her, or is it more of just, you just want closure?
I think maybe closure.
Okay.
because the way that things went about was really abrupt and unfair. And I feel like, but at the same time, and like the reason what stops me from reaching out was like, I know how I handle my emotions.
Yeah.
And I'm going to process whatever is told to me, and I'm going to sit with it, and I need space to think about it, think about my actions, think about their feelings, whatever it may be. And then I'm going to come and talk to you and have a grown, mature conversation about it. Right. But, you know, she just doesn't do things like that.
Yeah.
So, and I think she wanted me to fight. And so, and also, I think also fight for the friendship.
Yeah.
Fight for.
Why didn't you?
Because I felt disrespected.
Fair.
And so I had to, at that moment, really choose to not feel, to choose me and be like,
draw the boundary.
Right, because I showed that I cared. I said, you know, my piece. I've said, I apologized. I've done all the things the way that Steph would handle it.
Right.
And I know that some people are able to handle the way that I go about things, and I know there's other people who don't. And, you know, and she just is someone who I think really wanted me to like fight harder and to like really like try to reach out harder to try to fix things with her, you know. And but I felt really disrespected by the way that she handled things. Like it was not really fair, to be honest.
No, it wasn't
at all. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Okay.
Like, okay. Next email before we cry again about friendship.
Yes.
Okay. This one, Steph with 1 F, but
Help
it's okay. We
again.
love you. Help
At
me.
least she didn't do it with a P. She was halfway there.
Halfway there. We'll give you some credit.
Oh, she spelled it right here too.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, that's an exclamation mark?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, girl. I was trying to advocate for you, but.
Hey, Steph. So about a year ago, I wrote into you asking how to get off these streets.
Girl, the streets is calling again.
I had gone through a silly breakup, and I was living my best life on the streets. You and Quay called me and gave me the best advice. Well, a few months ago, I met a guy who I thought was going to be the man I married. I think this is why I handed it to you. Her folder.
This is so funny.
Yeah.
We have to debunk this narrative.
Right.
I'm 30 now.
Everything was going well until one day he basically told me everything he ever felt for me was a lie.
Wait, what?
Breakups are hard, but thinking back on all the memories and looking at all the pictures, you can't help but wonder, where did things change? I was really depressed for a few weeks, and I'm just starting to feel like myself again. I'm stuck in this place where I don't really want to date, but being alone sucks. What do I do?
Child. I have opinions about this. But
Yeah, go.
Okay, so I think the first issue, which is to me the biggest issue, is you not wanting to be alone.
Yeah.
That in itself is an issue. I do, for me, I always wanted to be with someone, or because there was a fulfillment I was looking for and a gap I was trying to fill in my life. Whether it's not feeling loved enough or wanting to be, and obviously we're all human. We like human connection. We like, you know, but then God forbid me get in a relationship with someone just so I can say I'm with someone. That's just not something. I'm 30 now, so
you don't do that.
I'm not doing that. I haven't done that actually since I've been sober, and that's nearly 4 years.
Yeah.
But then the reason why I know that is because there's a lot of there's something inner that you need to heal in yourself. There's a gap that is missing that you need to heal before, you know, you can really truly open up to someone, and have some, I do believe that energy kind of, that shift in the shift in self-love shifts the energy in what relationships come to you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I think whatever you are putting out, whether it's subconscious or consciously, that's what you're going to kind of attract. So I would say, you know, just start looking inward and seeing what's missing there.
Yeah. It's you know, I think the biggest thing that kind of stuck out to me, besides what you said, was looking back at old photos and thinking, where did things change?
Yeah.
And trying to figure out that timeline of like, where did he feel like he stopped loving me? Like, what did I do? What was it? La-di-da-di. And like, we've all done that.
Yeah.
We've all done that, where we're just trying to find reasons to why somebody doesn't like you.
Yes.
And like, that just only prolongs the healing process, which therefore just makes the you know, like the feeling of being alone even worse.
Right.
Because it's an ego thing.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing, when you are, when you're okay with you. Right. You begin to understand it's got nothing to do with me and it's got nothing to do with him. Yeah. It just didn't, or maybe it has a lot to do with him. But, you know, it's just regardless of the reason, you're so sure about yourself that it doesn't matter. You don't have to look about the memories. You don't have to look about where things went wrong because, you know what's going on inward, you know? Right.
So question for you.
Yeah.
What did you do to, like, start loving yourself? Because that's the thing, we could always tell people like, you just need to love yourself and find validation and love, but like we all know that. Yeah. But it's like, but how does that look like? And I know it's different for every single person, but I guess I just want to know like what did you do, and what, you know, where is that moment you realize like, oh.
Well, the big thing for me was my sobriety. That's kind of what a big reason why I drank was because I just didn't like sitting with myself. I didn't like sitting with my thoughts. I didn't like sitting with my feelings. I didn't like me. And so I drank so I didn't have to think about it. And I had bad anxiety. And so I drank to kind of, you know, suppress that anxiety as well. So it wasn't until I was sober, I had nowhere to turn. So I was literally forced to sit with myself and be like, okay, what's going on here? The way I did that was I went to therapy. I saw a psychiatrist. I saw a psychologist. I saw, I think it was a psychiatrist and a psychologist. Yeah, psychologist. And I was in AA as well. I had a sponsor. And so what I was doing was I did the 12 steps and I think a big part of that, one of the things I think everyone can do is just take inventory of their life. So what does that look like? It's what part, I wrote down every relationship I had or anything that affected me emotionally, and only wrote down the part that I played in that situation. So whether it was an ex who broke my heart or whether it was a friendship that didn't work out, I didn't write anything about the person, but what role Jessica played to make that situation, you know, the way it was. And when I was able to like really look at that list, I'm like, dang, like this. You're not so innocent. Yeah, exactly. You start to see the inconsistencies in your thought process of how great you are and how you didn't have anything to do with it and how it's the other person's fault. And so when those things start to come to the surface, you're like, oh, this is where I need to heal. And you start to identify, like for me, one of the big things was I was a huge people pleaser. And everything I did, like I was a yes man, and I always wanted to fix people. And I was just a big, like, I wanted everyone to just be happy. But in my mind, I was like, oh, what's wrong with wanting everyone to understand and get along? But that's the trait of being controlling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so all those small things that you go through, like, okay, now that I know I'm controlling and I've identified that about myself, I can recognize that as I go in my daily life, and I can correct that. So that's one of the things I did. I also journaled a lot. I journaled daily. And it would be free writing. It would just literally no thought, just writing. And when I would read it back, I'd be like, dang, you know, that's crazy. Like, you know, and so in that there was healing. And we kind of think that those things it's one of those things that it's not an overnight process. Oh no! It's not an overnight process. It's a lifelong. It's a lifelong thing, and then you're constantly working on. You're constantly developing. And I meditated a lot. And in my meditation, I cried a lot. And my sponsor always told me that even if you don't know why you're crying, your body knows why you're crying. So in that, I did a lot of healing. And then I was alone. I wasn't in a relationship. I literally was by myself. I went out by myself. Took myself to the movies all the time.
Oh, I always did that.
I went shopping.
Just doing little activities like that.
To fall in love with me.
Right. Because it's so important to like, even just to like do activities like go to movies, to go to a movie by yourself. Because those are things you do with other people that we tend to do with other people. So when you put yourself in these...
You're becoming your own friend.
Right. So when you put yourself in these like, you know, situations where you ideally go with somebody else and you just do it alone, there is like a piece that kind of happens. And honestly, I love going to movies on my own.
It's awkward. I'm not going to lie and say like the first few times it's not like, damn, I'm a loner. But then it's about that mindset shift, right? Yeah. What is your why for doing this? My why is to figure out how I can be by myself in public and still be comfortable with me and confident. Right. And the more you do that, the more you're going to build your confidence. And before you know, and Steph knows, now I love being alone. I'm alone a lot. Whereas when I was drinking, I always wanted to be around people. Always. Like every day of the week. Both, girl. I was with someone. I had drinking friends. I was just around people just so I could drink with them and be with someone to drink with. I had literally people for that. Me and you,
when we first met and we did vocal therapy, we were always fucked up.
We were always drunk.
When we record.
I had a coworker that I didn't care for. I just kept her around just because I wanted.
You always had your like random ass people that you know nothing about their lives.
No, nothing. I barely know that, and I couldn't care less about them, but I just didn't like being alone. So those are just a few things I did, and I prayed a lot. My relationship with God, and you already know, but that for me personally, and whoever your God is, like I had to understand that I cannot do this life relying on Jessica. For me, it's impossible. And that's kind of that relief. And that's when I was high in my anxiety, my depression, it was rooted in the idea that Jessica has to take care of Jessica and everything around Jessica. It's impossible for all of us to go through life with such a burden, especially living in LA, especially as I'm a kind of a low-key perfectionist. And so having the burden of thinking that I have to secure the bag and make people happy and be around, and be this person by myself, it was too much. And so just being able to be like, all right, God, I don't want this no more. Like, take it from me, do with it what you will, and you just navigate through life more intentionally. And anything I go through, I pray about it. I'm like, God is yours. Whatever happens, happens. And I try and see the good in everything, whether I get a job, don't get a job, whether friendships break up or not. I try and say, okay, this hurt, but what did I learn out of it? What part did I play in it?
Exactly. Finding gratitude in every single situation.
Yeah, and it all comes full circle. Like, there's so many instances when I can realize, like, I was so bummed about, but today I'm like, wow, I'm glad that happened, because if that didn't happen, such and such wouldn't happen, Yeah, but it takes patience, delayed gratification.
Yeah, I love that. I think for me, like, very similar in a sense of, like, just holding yourself accountable in every situation, in every type of relationship, every scenario, just looking at yourself and how
it's not about other people.
Yeah, exactly. And also I think for me, like, my biggest thing that I needed to go through, and I'm still going through it, all that, is just like the healing of, my relationship with my mom. Yeah. Which I think is the big root of my self-esteem and, and my people pleasing, and, and like I was always unhappy being home. So I always just went out and, again, just surrounded myself with people who didn't give a fuck about me. It was just for partying, whatever. Right. And as soon as I just really tried to understand the trauma I've gone through as a kid, and finding, like, forgiveness, but also, like, not blaming people. Yeah. Not blaming. Huge. Like, I understand my mom wasn't perfect, but my mom tried her best. Yeah. And, I think just finding forgiveness in that. Yeah. And because you can't go back and change their actions, because they're human too, and they're going to make their fucking mistakes.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And so, and just like understanding and humanizing that. And I think that was a really big healing process for me, you know? And I think, honestly, even just like, I know we go out and date and we're looking for validation, but honestly, like, I even think like just dating around and being treated like that by like different men just made me like realize how much like I allowed that to happen.
Yes.
And I would dive deep into why am I allowing that to happen?
Right.
And why am I putting myself in these scenarios? Why am I
it's about
picking
self-respect, right?
It's about self-respect. Exactly.
That's exactly what it's about. And as much as I feel like that's a conversation we don't talk about, not obviously on this platform, but just in general in life. We don't talk about self-respect enough, you know? Nope. And as a culture, because, and of course, because we're always focusing on what we can do for other people.
I always think self-respect too is like, oh, don't sleep on the first date. Have respect for yourself. Yeah, that's not it.
It's about being confident in who you are, knowing your values, and abiding by that, regardless of what your values are. Not compromising who you are for somebody else.
Amen.
Period.
No, but yeah, because honestly, you are what you attract. Yeah, in a sense, you know, and like
whatever energy you give out, you're gonna get back.
And for me, like I was obviously couldn't even commit to myself and taking care of myself. Yes. And I was finding those who couldn't even commit to me. Yes. Like, why would they commit to me if they see it themselves? You're not
committing to yourself.
You're not even committing to yourself. You're not even taking care of yourself. And it's not even just like, like physically, whatever. It's just also just like. There's a certain vibe that you give off when you don't really know yourself.
And that was for me, I think, and you know this about me, you know everything about me, but one actionable item that I did as well in my self-healing journey was when I was in kind of turmoil, even after I was sober. It's not like I got sober and I was like, okay, yeah, you're freedom. Like, no, not at all. It took a good two years to even get to the point of being like, okay, I like this bitch. Like, all right, you all right. But I realized that my dad always used to say this about me. It's like, Jessica, your space is always messy. Wherever my room was always a mess. Everything around me was always, because I'm a strong believer that what my environment reflects how I'm feeling inside. So even to this day, if my room is a mess, people will know that, okay, her anxiety might be a bit higher now because maybe I have finals and I have work and I have this and I have that. But there are days when I'm like, I cannot go to bed in a messy room. Like even if I have a pile in a corner, just dedicated to just a pile, like at least there's some form and fashion. Right. And that's what brings me like comfort. Just having, when things are tidy around me, I feel like my life is a bit more together.
Like it really is a reflection of your mental health.
Exactly.
Yeah. Aw, love you.
Love you more.
This next one is, the subject line is very like, how do I stop being a dumb bitch?
Love that for you. Girl, it never stops. We're on a constant journey of stopping being dumb bitch.
Right. You want to read this? Your turn. Popcorn reading.
Did you like popcorn reading in school?
No, that gave me anxiety. If you really want to talk about anxiety, popcorn reading fucked me up.
I used to love it because I wanted to show off my accent and get all the boys to my yard.
What? No, I was very awkward.
Do you know I was talking to my mom today, and because I have my situation with the new Anyway, she was just saying, Jessica, I hope when you have this meeting that you use your best British accent. I was like, Mom, I use my British accent for meetings and to get men. That's a no-brainer. Anyway, that's a side note. Right. Anyways, how do I stop being a dumb bitch? Oh my God, me! I would love to have Jessica Clarke or Quavius, shout out to you, give some input on this. To keep the story short, I have a situationship with this guy for about 6 months. It was kind of toxic in the beginning, but towards the end, it felt healthier until I had to move to my hometown and it suddenly ended. Dun, dun, dun. Since then... Actually, you do have some, oh my God, I love you for that. Okay.
Do you hear it? Do you hear it in the headphones? No?
I ain't got headphones on.
I know. My headphones are loud enough that you heard it. It's a sound effect. Okay, go.
Okay. Since then, I've been on a self-love journey. Yes, queen. I've decided to challenge myself to be to a celibate girl summer period. You did that. I also imagine
unintentionally
fucking someone in my home. I also can't imagine fucking someone in my hometown. LMAO. But I think about this man every fucking day, and it's annoying and draining. I wish I could just stop thinking about him and the bomb-ass dick he gave me, but I can't. I have recently blocked him, but I know if I were to ask to meet up with him, he would. And I fight with myself every day to not text him. Part of me feels like it was really disrespectful towards myself. I sleep with him after everything that happened, especially because I have so many feelings for him. But I also don't want to sleep with anyone until I find someone who truly respects me and wants more than just my body. Yada, 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 yada. I've been celibate for about 3 months now. Good job, girl. You go, girl. Love that for you. And now, and some days feels easy, but other days I'm ready to hop on anything. Ride that cat.
Ooh.
I truly
Did she really say that?
She sure did. I didn't mean
She said she wanted to ride that cowboy?
Oh, no, I added that.
Okay.
That was my own improvisation. I truly do.
But she said, I want to hop on the dick?
She said she's ready to hop on anything.
Oh, wow.
Facts, no printer. I truly do love being single and not having to deal with anyone and their BS, but I do miss him a lot. I usually get over people really easily, but this man has this man has a hold on her. This man has her in a choke hold.
She is dickmatized.
But this man has literally been living in my head rent-free, child, every single day since I met him, and it's disgusting. I don't know what kind of dick he gave me. He gave you that good.
I don't know what kind of dick he gave me. I don't know what.
He probably prayed over it.
Right.
He gave me, but it should be illegal. I guess I just need someone to encourage me to stay strong and keep being and stop me from being a dumb bitch. Thank you. I love the pod, being listening since early 2020. Gang.
Shout out to you. First off,
first things first out.
Words are powerful.
Yeah.
So calling yourself a dumb, as much as it's really funny.
Steph, can we just have a moment for you? The wisdom that you're bestowing on us lately.
It's because I was a dumb
It's called
bitch.
Growth.
It's called growth. But like words matter. Like whether we're kidding or not, like words really matter. So you just jokingly calling yourself a dumb bitch does just kind of manifest into your actions.
Dumb bitchery.
There we go. Dumb bitchery. And so, yeah, that's why. No, I mean, like, shit.
Tap into old Steph.
I'm trying to like get back into 2017 right now. I'm like, my body's like moving, and
you got a pack of camels and a blue moon. And I know you did.
And my fireball.
And you had a fireball. Go.
That's me to the T. Like that Steph just wrote this email. Literally, like how I was like, oh my God, his dick is just amazing. Oh my God. And like, I'm so stupid.
Oh my God. One day we should read the Indeed application I sent to you.
I could probably look it up real quick. One day we should listen to our old episodes.
Oh, and then comment on it.
Yes, and do like a reaction video. Anyways, okay, sorry. Brainstorming here. No, I feel like 2017 Steph just wrote me this email with her camel crush and fireball in her purse.
It was that click for me in the comment.
Right. And it, and I remember just being like, specifically Charles. Remember Charles?
Oh, of course I do.
That, he just like.
He had a choke hold. He said, I ain't letting go.
I don't know. Like, it was just this. And it's crazy because before him, I was like, I'm celibate. And then the thing is, he approached me. Like, he pursued me. And, like, was very consistent on it. And obviously because he liked a challenge. And so long story short, I ended up fucking him and breaking my celibacy. And then get heartbroken, you know. And I had the same intentions. It was like, I just want to save someone who, you know, like respects me, and like I want a relationship and stuff. And ideally, I wasn't actually even ready for a relationship at that time, so I have no regrets to even breaking my celibacy. But it was this phase I think I needed to unfortunately like to realize my worth. If we're gonna go back to that, like I think I like really. Because really, like, I just, like, spit all over my... He was really the last... I mean, I've had sex with guys after that, but he was really, like, the last guy who, like, truly dickmatized me. And I think I really needed to, like, go through that. And it was an experience to help me figure out my worth. And... I don't know, like, and I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I'm really... glad that I still like got the good dick, you know, did what I did, and then like allowed myself to be heartbroken. But when I was heartbroken, like I think
that New Year's party.
Oh girl, yes, that's
shook the. He said, "I'm shaking the table, but I still got a chokehold, shaking the table."
He like it really took a long, like honestly, like it really took a long time to get over him, to the point where like it makes, I know I probably sound crazy, but I think so when I first met Morgan, I thought he looked like Charles. So that's what made me attracted to him too. So it was like, and I was getting over him.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
And so it just like transpired to this whole thing. And and so I don't know. But anyways, I wouldn't change anything. I think that I'm really glad that I like put myself in that position, because I know what it was like to not be loved by someone you really liked. Like I think for me, I'm someone like, okay, you could tell me how something is like, but I have to experience it in order to understand and to see it and to feel it and to process it. Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is, keep being a dumb bitch. But you're not being dumb. You're living.
You're living. And the thing is, time is a hell of a thing. Some things simply just take time to heal from.
Right.
And I love your self-awareness. You seem so tapped in with yourself. You seem very secure in what you need to do. And honestly, if you do mess up and break your celibacy, it's honestly not the end of the world. But I'm rooting for you, because you do sound very grounded in who you are. Mm-hmm. But it does sound like it's just one of those things. It's great because you're away from him,
right?
Out of sight, out of mind, kind of thing.
And that'll help.
For sure, that would help, and it will just take time. But I promise you, in 6 months from now, you're gonna be like, "Dang!"
You won't even care.
You won't care. You wouldn't care.
I don't give a shit about Charles.
Even George, God bless his soul, he's like one of my closest friends. But I was telling you, like last year, this time when it was my birthday, there was nothing I wanted more on this earth than George being around for my birthday. Like if he wasn't there, I would have like broken down and had a fit. But this year, I was just like, oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
Like, and that moment last year was the biggest thing for me. But now, either you're here or you're not. It doesn't, it would be nice if you're here, but if you're not, it's fine.
You can only do so much.
Yeah. So I just have to say, time does change a lot of things. So.
Yeah. And I think, I appreciate those moments where I was being quote unquote a dumb bitch and making these decisions with guys, and I
wouldn't have a podcast without me.
I wouldn't have that, and I wouldn't be who I am. Yeah. And not that that's like the only reason why I am who I am, but it really did play a part. And I think honestly, like dating and all that stuff is a part of finding yourself.
Of course.
And so huge. I think it's just one of those moments where at least you know what you're doing. At least like this ain't the one for you, but you have these feelings like what Jess said, like you're very in tuned, and for some reason there's a lesson that you need to be learned here, because you keep getting gravitated towards to him or to something like him. So it just means there's a lesson there that you have not learned yet. And I
will say, I will say, it just sounds like she just low-key has a love tie. Do you believe in love ties?
What's a love tie?
A love tie is when it's more of a, because when you have sex with someone, you're literally becoming one with them.
Okay.
And so a love tie is essentially saying that it's kind of like your souls are kind of connected in a way. And that's same as kind of where being digmatized comes from. It's just like you're so emotionally, in that moment, you're so connected to them. So when you're no longer with them, you still have that connection. And that's kind of like, they call it like a love tie. That's why a lot of people don't have sex a lot, because they believe that when you have sex with someone,
it's exchanging
of energies. You're becoming one with that person. And so the energy that's in them comes in you and vice versa. Some people believe in it. Some people don't. I do believe in it. I don't experience being digmatized a lot, if any, but maybe that's because I just haven't had that much good dick. Ooh, did I say that?
Not all your exes hearing this be like,
oops, delete that. No, I'm joking. Yeah. It was the silence after I said that.
I was like, oh,
that's harsh. I mean, the truth will set you free.
Yeah.
No, but and it does sound like she has that connect, like the way she can't like shake this guy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it is like a connection, and it's an energy exchange, and like energy is very powerful. So I see what you're saying. I think when you said it seemed a little bit more romantic than what it is.
No, it's not. It's giving American Horror Story.
Okay. Okay. Because I was like, wait, this sounds a little bit more romantic than
It's not romantic at all. But, and it's not romantic. I mean, it's romantic when it's like marriage, but it's the worst when you have a love tie with someone
who ain't the one,
and then they don't have a love tie with you, because that's what makes it hurt more, because it's like, damn, I feel so connected to you, but you didn't catch the love tie that I caught.
Girl, Davion, Charles.
Yeah, you have many.
But I got over it.
You got over it.
Right.
Love ties can be broken.
Exactly. And I learned, like,
let me look up the definition. You talk.
Yeah. I just learned, I think, here's the thing. So there was two celibacy point in my life.
Yes.
The first one was like, I'm going to be celibate. It was like, as soon as I would go on a date, I'd be like, I'm celibate. I just like labeled myself as like celibate. And like, it was my theme. It was my brand. It was who I am. But deep down I was horny as fuck and wanted to fuck everything. Right. So, but I was still, even though I was celibate, I was still just like catching feelings. I was still,
right.
And so I broke the celibacy with Charles. And then after Charles, I was really heartbroken. And then I met Morgan, but I didn't date Morgan yet. There was Ben, and there's probably a few Joe Schmoes in between that I hooked up with, whatever. I don't even remember their names. And I got to a point where I just felt like, it took a while and a lot of guys that I realized that there was a pattern. And I actually, I wasn't like, okay, I'm going to celibacy time. It was more so just like, I don't want to, like, I don't want to get like attached. Like I don't know if that makes sense. Like it was a weird, like, it was like, I wasn't like, okay, I'm going to be celibate for a year or putting a timeline on it. It was just like, I'm tired of giving my energy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even put a label on it, but I was just actually genuinely tired of just not feeling the love that I deserved. I mean, that's why, I was with Morgan for like a year and we never had sex.
Wow.
And because I also knew deep down he wasn't the one for me.
Yeah.
And I knew from my past that if I had sex with him, there is, I guess, a love tie, a connection that is there that's going to make it even harder to get over him, because I knew at one point I had to get over him.
And I found, okay, so this is a doctor that says this. A soul tie, someone referred to as emotional or spiritual cording, is an Oh, okay. So it's a soul tie, and it can be referred to as emotional or spiritual cording. And it is an inexplicable, powerful emotional bond to another person. And he says that it's for people that believes in souls. They also believe that souls have the power to connect and reconnect through time.
That's not what I had before. I just think that their sex was really good, and I wanted more.
You don't think it was deeper than that? Just sex?
I think
you.
No, looking back, I really don't think I didn't have a deep connection with Davion. I didn't have a deep connection with Charles.
But it's not a deep connection in what you have with Brian. It looks different. It's more of a bodily, emotional, physical drawing to a person. Because when you think about it, what if you know that nothing is gonna come of this, or it's kind of meaningless.
I think maybe to Morgan it was more so that.
Yeah.
But not to Charles and Davion, who I had sex with. I don't think, trust me, I like remember the feeling of everything and everyone. And just also reflecting the phases I was in my life then too. Like, I don't even want to talk about Davion, but so Charles, I think, is probably he honestly had better dick than Davion. So, sorry. Oh my God.
We were really dick shaming.
Davion was great. Davion was great. Don't get me wrong. Whatever. It was fine. But like, Charles really made me orgasm. And I think that just was like, I didn't really come like that, you know?
I feel like a lot of girls don't. Maybe, I mean, the twins probably do, but.
What?
Come a lot.
The twins definitely come a lot.
But I feel like a lot of women that I meet, it's like, and I may be wrong, but a lot of women, maybe it's the women I'm around, but a lot of women I meet, they have pleasurable sex.
Right.
However, as far as orgasming, they don't always expect that because it's harder to come around.
Now I could come easily.
Really? Well, that's probably because your man knows your body.
I think it's more so because I know my body.
Ooh, yeah, love that.
Like, I mean, Brian knows my body, of course. Yeah, but it really started off because
you know what you like.
Yeah, and
what did you do to do that?
Well, the biggest thing is focusing and feeling comfortable with him. You know, like I think.
Yeah, because I would be like, I wonder what I will do. More I'm gonna do.
Right. Like. Sometimes I be thinking, like, you know, ADHD, right?
This could be better.
You know what I used to. Yo, you really had some whack ass dick, did you? Really, just like out here.
I wish this was another person.
Or sometimes I did this weird thing. This was probably around like 23, 24, or whatever. When I first started like really fucking around, I would like think about past lovers. And not in a way to like get off.
That was toxic.
Not in a way to get off, but it was like, I think back, I'm like, why did I do that? Like, I just be like, oh my God, I'm having sex with this person now. But remember when you had sex with that one person? Like, what are they doing now?
I'm like, this is uncomfortable, but I'm going to go through. I'm a trooper.
I'm a trooper. We gonna keep doing it.
Wow, this is very, very long. Like, are you nearly done? And then it's the worst one is like, I'm not gonna be done until you come. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
We never gonna happen. Not the way you're going, sir.
I would always just be like, ow, it hurts. Let's take a break.
And then just stop. Like, I'd rather go another route. Let's just talk about this.
One time I had an ex, Huckleberry. I rarely talk about this man because whatever. It's fine. This is pre-brocal therapy. But he, like, we were having sex once, and then he, like, stopped. He's like, are you even into this?
No, sir. Thank you for asking. No. Stop. I want this to stop. I want to leave a review, 1-star rating.
And I was just like, I was too nice and didn't know. I think he was probably like the third guy I like slept with, you know? So I was like very new, you know?
Have you ever spoken? I'm sure you have. Your first sexual experience.
What about it?
Have you spoken about it?
Yeah.
Like, what was it like? How did you feel? Were you like comfortable?
We were confused. We like couldn't like figure out how to put it inside. Like it was like very like, I remember like trying different positions to be like, what works? You know, like that was it. But then
I feel like maybe that's why we kind of just roll with it, because we never really learn from the beginning, you know. Right, yeah. For a guy, it's just like find the hole, slip it in, and get off. But for us, it's so much more like complex.
So much more complex. Like there's, and you know, like
Lord, if I was ever to become a pastor in the future, and y'all niggas bring up this episode, this podcast, I'm gonna be in hot sauce. But listen, this is my truth, okay? I've just had bad dick. It's just the way it is. If you can't accept that about me, I don't know what to tell you.
Right. And, you know, it's fine. We've all had bad dick.
Yeah.
Would you say a lot of it was bad? Like, you never had
I wouldn't say it was bad, sex? But what does that look like? Okay, there's one person.
I was going to say, I heard some stories. You acting real?
No, there's this one. Okay, there's been a few. I wouldn't say that. I think, like, there's probably been, like, 3 good ones. There's this one that is the best they've ever had.
Was it the one that was like a few like months ago and you had all this?
No, he's in the top, but no. he's up there. But there's, I think one of the distinctions where I think it's really good is when you can have sex, but then you can also like make love. Like you can do both.
Yeah.
I think for me that's the best. Yeah, I might hit him up tonight. I was like that. Just kidding, I kid, or am I?
But you've never just like, you know, you've seen me with how I was like so addicted to Charles' dick. Like, have you ever
been stigmatized? No.
Okay, I feel like you fall in love and you're like, I'm gonna marry this man tomorrow. But I've never.
I love people. I love souls. I love connection more than sex.
I feel like I never heard you go like, oh my God, this sex is so good. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. I've never, ever. I
don't rate it.
Like, I mean, you'll say like, oh yeah, that dick was bomb, whatever. But I've never seen you just go like
enamored. Thank God I didn't. I'll probably drink again if that was the case.
But even when you were drinking, you weren't like, you'd be like, oh, that's my husband.
Yeah. Because I wanted a husband more than I wanted sex.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's so like Christian of you.
I did. I craved love.
You did crave. Like I mean, I craved love too, but I guess
maybe the dick was just trash. I mean, maybe it ain't even that deep.
But I guess I just to the listener, I just relate so much.
Yeah, I forgot we're answering a question.
Yeah, I just relate so much to just being like, that dick was so good, where you just think about it all the time. And you're just...
Wait, I'm so confused by that. What are you thinking about?
It happened. You don't replay the whole sex?
Like, you remember what happened?
Yes. Yes, bitch. I would replay and be like, oh, yeah, that's the one thing I did really like. Yeah. I'd be like, oh, that one thing. Oh, my God.
This only happened to me once when I replayed it, and it's because it was memorable.
Only once?
It was memorable in that we tried things I've never tried before. But, okay, there's 2. There's 2 I can remember right now. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to those men. If you're listening to this, thank God I'm not naming names, because some of y'all niggas' feelings will be hurt. But, yeah, there's 2. There's 2 of them that will get a trophy. They will get the Oscar and the Emmy and the Tony.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your number? I won't put it on.
Huh?
Oh, what's your number? I won't put it on.
My body count?
Yeah.
Beats me.
You don't count?
No. For what?
What are you estimating? Like, what do you think you're...
I literally have no idea.
Are you on status?
I probably am. I just go with it.
In the hundreds?
Oh, no.
Oh.
No.
It's like definitely over 200.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, no. I'm not that. I'm not that high up there. I'm not that elite.
But double digits.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, for sure. Double digits. Yeah, 100% double. Lord, have mercy. I've definitely slowed down my old age, but I just like I'm a very physical person. Physical touch is big to me, and
yeah,
of course I've slowed down now. But back in the day, if I felt drawn to you, oh, that was the easiest. Like if y'all got me and just said a nice thing to me, I'd be like, wow, this is great.
Would you marry somebody even though the sex was kind of whack?
No. I said that real quick. No. I am a strong believer that when you meet your person,
sex won't be whack.
It can't be whack.
And if you're gonna
because the love will compensate for anything
for
that's
sure.
you know.
Yeah, like I think like obviously it's normal to like go through maybe where it's like you're still figuring each other out.
Right.
But if you love each other and there's great communication and no shame and you're comfortable and you trust them, 100%.
This is so random, but I really do think now I'm 30, I'm very unapologetic. I think something switched in me. I'm like, I don't care. This is my truth. I'm grown. But yeah, like, I just feel that sex in my 30s is probably going to be a lot better because I know my body more. And I'm not having sex with everyone. And I'm just not. I'm just a bit more like, because for me, it's just like, if I kind of know it's going to be trash, then why would I put myself in that situation?
Sometimes you don't know and then you do it and you're like, that was trash. I've been there too.
Damn, catch 22.
You be expecting something else, and
it's like you expect Trader Joe's, and all of a sudden you find yourself at Dollar Tree.
Right, exactly. When did I have bad sex? I'm trying to think. I feel like, well, the white dude, white Nick, that wasn't great.
Sorry to that man. I'm sorry to you. I apologize for him.
Right. That wasn't that great. We were both really bad. He didn't like it either.
Oh, wow. Someone told you didn't like. Oh, someone told me I was their best sex ever in life. Mm-hmm. Now that's a badge of honor.
Who was it? Who said that?
I can't tell you. I mean, I'll tell you off camera.
You're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that just plot twist.
Plot twister.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm definitely.
And it's mutual, for sure.
Yeah. I think I'm definitely Brian's, like, best. I'm the only one he, like, has ever done it raw with. So I'm definitely the best. Yeah.
Shout out to Brian. I love a protected man.
He was very, anxiety.
Yeah.
He's going to have a condom.
I ain't going to have nobody carrying my child.
Right. But that, like, I feel like never mind. My ex-boyfriend, even from high school, like, thank God I, like, was with him and not some other dude who didn't give a fuck because he was so paranoid. Like, every time we would have sex with a condom on, he, wouldn't come inside me. He would still pull out and come in the condom.
That's dumb.
But then he would put the condom in the sink and blow it up to see if there was a hole just to make sure.
Except who are you having sex with, girl?
It was my first boyfriend.
You made him your boyfriend? He was doing that?
Yeah, Kevin, 10K.
Oh, Kev. Oh,
10K Kev.
10K. Oh, he's a doctor, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
He's the kind of guy that will like go to his kids' school and do sex ed classes for free.
Oh no.
Really?
Oh my God, no. He's so private. He would never no.
I don't think he'll appreciate you talking about his condom experience.
That's why he doesn't want to come on the pod.
Well, that's his fault if he can't defend himself.
Maybe next time I'll just invite his friends. And then just, like, have him.
Maybe we should just follow him somewhere and then just all of a sudden start, like, pull out a mic and just start talking to him.
Right? Maybe I'll just, like...
have a recorder. That's illegal. Is it illegal to record someone without their...
If it's in public, it's fine.
Well, bitch, you might be onto something. Inspector Steph and Jess.
Inspector.
At it again.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, donate $5.
I mean, if we can get to 10K.
If we get to 10K.
He should see that we have forces
He has not even agreed to this 10K agreement. Like,
we'll give it back. Oh, no. We'll just put it towards PGT.
Well, yeah. But I really want 10K Kev to come on.
10K Kev. If he comes in this house, I'm going to be shook. I'm going to sit right there on that couch and be like,
oh my God, that's her.
I've never met him before, but you've been talking about him since I met you in 2017.
Girl, I could honestly, till this day, like, imitate him so well. Like, I just know he'd come on this pod, be like, yeah, so, we went to high school together. Like, he's, like, very intense and, like, really dorky. Be like, nah, dog, I didn't do that, dog. Nah, I didn't say that shit. Nah. Just, anyways, the ones who know. I look crazy if you had no idea who 10K Kev was. But anyways, plug yourself before we...
Hi, it's Jess here coming at you live from Las Villas. And you can find me on Instagram at j.clarke_. And yeah, catch me on Broco Therapy.
And then follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to rocotherapy.com. All that shit is there.
It's there.
It's there.
It's there.
So $5 for 10K Kev. To get him on
What's
the
it
pod.
called? GoFundMe.
Yeah, we need it. I mean, I don't know.
We didn't start a petition.
Yeah, and I'll just put like our
Maybe we
prompts
should get signatures.
Yes, do a petition. A GoFundMe.
We can do a sponsored walk. If we got a group of people to do a sponsored walk, he would have to do it.
He has to.
For like something good, like cancer.
I know, he's married, so I just feel like, I don't know.
His wife would be okay. She's married. She got a ring.
Right.
She should be secure.
I'm harmless.
Okay. I don't want to go that far.
She could come on the show too. She could.
That would be, ooh. No, ma'am.
Imagine if I had like all my exes in one, like.
Can we do a panel of Steph's exes? If we did that, when we do your live show, that should be on the docket.
I will tell you now, 10K Kev won't be there. Morgan won't show up. Davion would, because he always he'll show up. Ben would. I don't know who else. Who else have I? Charles, he might.
He might. I wonder where he is in life.
Should I hit him up? Should I be like, what are you doing? You want to come on the pod?
Yeah, you should.
Oh no.
Why not?
Why not? Actually, it's been so long. Like I feel
it'll be interesting to see his like 2020 perspective. You're in a whole ass relationship. You'll be fine, and he'll be. I'm sure. I just think that'd be so juicy. Do it for the pod.
Do it for the pod. All right.
Signing off. Love y'all.
Bye. Broke girl therapy.